My name is KerstinOShields, and I am a body language strategist for business presentation, a professional opera singer, and a speaker. 25 years ago, I started performing and training other humans in how to engage an audience with beautiful singing and very intense acting. Now, early in that experience, I had a few of my students come to me and say, you know, I'm really comfortable on stage performing and singing, but I go to give my presentation in my class, and I'm freaking out. I'm not sure what to do. So I offered, I said, well, why don't you come back to the studio, and we'll take the things that you know in performance, and we'll put them into your presentation. So we did that a few times, and it worked beautifully. They did a fantastic presentation. After having that experience, I went to presentations for my own personal benefit. And I'm watching these presentations now through a new lens. And I'm thinking, as I'm watching these presenters, wow, these guys really suck. They are not doing anything to engage their audience. They are so stuck on their information. They have no idea how many people are in the audience, and they now have become their own audience member with their PowerPoint. So, yes, your information needs to be very good and correct. However, here's the problem. Information is not special anymore. We live in the information age. We now can get information on any subject 24/7 at our fingertips. I can learn how to change the oil in my car right now by going to a website, and it'll show me exactly what I need to do. I don't want to know that. I want to happily go sit in the lobby and play on my phone while I turn my car over to someone else who I trust and will fix it. So yes, your information needs to be important, but it's not about information anymore. It is now about how are you engaging people with your information? How are you getting them excited about your information? Because that's what starts to make that business relationship and starts to build that trust. Now, people ask me all the time, Kerstin, how do you get business? And I say, I show up. When I show up, I get business. But it's because I've chosen to present myself very specifically, and I do it very consistently. I've trained my body to constantly walk with confidence, to show up and smile at people and engage them as I'm interacting with them. Now, because of this, people approach me all the time. And honestly, it doesn't matter where I'm at. I can be at the grocery store. I can be at the department store. And I have people walk up to me and they go, excuse me, could you tell me where I could find this? And I'll say, I'm sorry, I don't work here. And they go, oh, I'm sorry. You look like you knew what you were doing. And I say, I do. However, I just don't work here. But because of how I choose to carry myself, they automatically assume I'm knowledgeable, I'm confident, and I am there to help them. So how people perceive you is how they're going to react to you. Now, because you are the representation of your business, that's how they're going to perceive your business. So how you show up is how people look at your business. So that begs the question, how are you showing up? Now, we have something as humans called mirror neurons. We emotionally react to what we physically see. When someone walks up and smiles at you, you smile back. If someone walks up looking all upset, we'll mirror back, what's wrong? Okay, so what we do is we reflect what we physically see. Now, Hollywood has created this billion-dollar business off of this one particular aspect, because we'll go to the movie theater, and we'll have our snacks, we'll sit in our comfy seats, and we're watching the movie. And partway through the movie, the couple breaks up, or the car goes off the cliff, or the dog dies. And what are we doing? Well, they're sobbing. Why are you crying? You have chocolate. You're in a comfortable seat. You have pop and popcorn. Why are you so upset? It's because the mirror neurons create such a strong reaction at our primal level, we can't help it. And those people you're responding to aren't even physically in the room with you. And you are crying like your life has become the personal train wreck. That's how strong that interaction is between humans. So you have to think, what am I reflecting out? In myself, therefore, in my business. And I always tell my clients, if you are waiting for a response, you are too late. It is your job to reflect out what you want back in your business and create that culture on purpose. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what this looks like when you choose to carry your body in a very specific way to create a very specific impression. On stage, I played 2 different characters that came into their roles with the same exact emotion. They were very distraught. The first one was Contessa in The Marriage of Figaro. She's the Countess, and the first time you see her is when the Act 2 curtains open, and she's sobbing on her bed because she just found out the Count, her husband, has cheated on her again. And so, as Contessa, I would get up off the bed, and I would start to sing. In that moment, she's begging God to give her back his love or just let her die. Obviously, she could use some counseling. Okay? But as Contessa, because I had to show that very distraught emotional place for 3 hours, I would keep my face like this. And I had to keep my forehead really bunched, and it would ache every night. And I would have to massage my forehead. But I needed to show she was royalty, so I kept my posture very tall. I never put my hands below my waist because that showed commonality, and she was royalty. But I always kept my palms open to the audience to show she was open to be loved again. So as Contessa, I would grab that glass of water in this way. Still keeping my distraught face, keeping my very specific body language open, and constantly moving with grace. Now, another character that I played was Anina, and she was the servant to Violetta in La Traviata. Now, at the beginning of the opera, you find out the main character is dying of consumption. Anina is distraught because she looks at Violetta as her daughter, but because she's a servant, she's not allowed to say anything. So she feels very stuck and very trapped. So she is also distraught. So here I am for another 3 hours, massaging my head every night. Okay. But as Anina, I wanted to show her age, I wanted to show her work. Now, I could not do this and contort my torso because that's bad for singing. So what I did is I kept my knees very bent, I kept my arms very close to my body, and I never showed my palms to the audience. So as Anina, I would grab the water this way. And keep everything very tight. Now, this is the same body, but you see how you perceived me as 2 completely different people? So how you carry your body language is how people are going to receive you. How people receive you is how they receive your business. Now, I'm going to give you one quick tool that you can start using immediately today to start creating interest in your business and start bringing it straight to you. An unspoken social cue that we have is when you're interested in something, you raise your eyebrows. We don't have to say anything, but that communicates the interest outward. For example, if someone you find attractive walks into the room, what do? Eyebrows shoot up, okay? Or something exciting happens. Awesome, okay? That's an unspoken social cue that we have. Now again, if you're waiting for a reaction, you're too late. So if you walk in showing the interest, keeping your eyebrows up, that's automatically going to be reflected back to you. So I ask you, how are you showing up? How are you reflecting your business? I invite you to think about the perception you are creating in your business. Are you confident? Are you competent? And are you easy to work with? Or do you seem difficult, hard to get a hold of, and closed off? Okay? I would love to have that conversation with you. I invite you to contact me because we will sit down and take the time to create that very specific perception you want in your business. And this not only is created in your business, but this reflects in every ounce of your life. Because we can make it to where you are showing your greatness on purpose every day. Thank you.